Here is our civil case. This is against CPS, and here is the case and the plaintiffs and the proposed defendants. There are 68. Yes, there's more defendants. Social workers, hospital, county council, attorneys, judges, MHS, Riverside Mental Health, there's Kaiser, Arizona, CPS, and Chandler Police. Of course, the anonymous caller, CDT, famous for their fake hair follicle tests, and their owner, and the 68 is Doe's unknown at this time. Here are claims and causes, like such as U.S. constitutional rights violations, violations against plaintiffs' rights under the California Constitution, Article 1, Sections 1, 13, 16, etc. Deprivation of rights, conspiracy to deprive rights under the color of law, perjury, fabrication of evidence, failure to disclose exculpatory evidence, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, slander, libel, kidnapping, coercion, false reporting of crimes, false imprisonment, parental alienation, denial of rights of familial association, legal malpractice, ineffective assistance of counsel, ex parte communications, violations of Penal Code 11172A, which is making a false report of abuse to CPS. That is a penal code. Let's see, not following the California Rules of Civil Procedure, not following local rules listed, and then here are the paragraphs explaining why we are entitled to those claims and causes of action, and there's many pages of that. Next section is our timeline, and that is 17 pages long of every major event that happened in our CPS case. And there's some highlights. It goes on and on, on and on, on and on. Lots of stuff happened. And then the next section is bias and prejudice against parents created by the anonymous caller. And of course, we know who the anonymous caller is. I go on to point out from the reports all the referrals and the allegations and how we are associating them with the anonymous caller. And I won't say any names. So these are all documented with all these events that happened, all these calls that she did, and why, because she had resentments, and there was a page before that, reasons why, like her motivation was the divorce, the restraining order that I served her, the ongoing custody battle that I always prepared all the legal documents, and her resentment towards me, and of course other reasons, such as, like mental health issues, such as that. And here's the evidence, all the calls that she made against her own children, and then against our children, and then documentation of how much she hates me, and these are emails that she sent right after the baby was taken. And let me quote you. She says she knows people who work in labor and delivery, and we are alleging that she called the hospital over and over again, and when I was in labor. And then she goes on to say all kinds of stuff, very sarcastic. I don't mind the sarcasm. It's just that she just gave us some proof here. Let's see. She says, "Time to look in the mirror, you two-faced, lying, despicable excuse for a human being having to abuse Alex. Like, really, when? Keep that shovel digging, Sharon. I hope someone interviews me because I'm done feeling sorry for active drug using, blaming me. What is in that dope you are smoking? Because you have lost touch with reality. Well, I've spent too much time on you as it is." Yeah, she spends much more time on us than that. And while we had the ongoing case, immediately, right when Alex started visiting, she calls, and here's an investigative referral while we have an open CPS case. We did not even know we were being investigated. We just thought it was the workers checking up on them. And we weren't home, so then they came back, and it shows that Alex answered the door. That is when she started visiting. And then she called our social worker and met with our social worker and our social worker supervisor many times in 2009. And it says telephone call with the ex-wife, Leslie Hoyle. And sorry about that. A telephone call with the ex-wife again. Allegations that she said that, that Alex didn't feel safe in her father's care, but the child indicated that this was not true and said that she does feel safe in father's home. And all kinds of stuff. That she did not believe that he was under the influence of anything. Here's when Leslie and her then husband went to this was a situation describing a situation between the ex of Leslie and children. And see, I indicated that although she was not a dependent of the CPS case, which she never was. She lived with us for the whole time the case was open, except for the first few months, and she was never brought into the case. I wonder why. Did Grandma have something to do with that? Well, we're not sure about that, so we can't really say. More face-to-face in Hemet with the biological mother and stepfather, Mr. Holmes, but I think that means Hoyle, of Alexandra regarding not having clean clothing, and it was her mom that was denying her that clean clothing. More calls from Leslie. See? Telephone call, Leslie Hoyle, right there. I returned her call, and I informed her that was not assigned to her referral. Referral, she called. See, referral. Proof, like it's not there. You told us it's not there. It's there. You want to see some more? You want some more? Yeah, that's the list of. I have that in the wrong place. I need to change that. Here's proof that she herself admitted she contacted our social worker. And in 2011, our second case, the day after she threatens in a voicemail, which I have, okay, I have that voicemail. She threatens and tries to blackmail Bill into giving her money. Don't tell Alex, don't tell anybody that I'm calling you and asking you for this, and if you do, I'm going to do something about it. So Bill didn't give her any money, and needless to say, she did do something about it, and she called our social worker at the time and left a message. Although it doesn't have her name here, let's see whose number this might be. Let's see. 323-0830. If you put a 951 in that, guess whose phone number? Yep. Now, we have evidence that CPS submits and falsifies documents to the Juvenile Dependency Court. And that is through CDT. And here is all my evidence regarding this explanation of every single document and how you can tell they are fake. Okay? And here's all of the exhibits. There's 9 tests total. And just this is an example. That's a quote positive test. Let's show you what quote negative ones mean, because there was 1 or 2 that they wanted to make, that Liz Gravenberg wanted to make sure that they were negative, and because they were negative anyway. See, here's what a negative one looks like. Kind of different, and not just kind of. There's times they highlight, they bold things later on. Anyway, so here's more drug tests. These ones are urines that are negative. All kinds of. Even Christine Vernier tells Bill in one point, your drug test came back negative, but she submits a positive one to the court. Yeah. And here's his own self-paid for. This was the hair follicle test of his own. Negative. But when they pay for it, oh, they're positive. And some more documentation to prove my previous evidence. Now, not only does CDT falsify documents, but MHS does too. And they literally just changed. They went in and changed it. And they didn't change it. They didn't realize they had already printed it out or something. See here, let's see, that's the second one, that's attachment. Let's see. Here, it says that all the tests are negative for me, and here it says positive for alcohol, but however, and this was printed on 8/5, okay? If that test had been pending, you know, it would say pending. It would be unknown for pending, okay? This here it says, and that's 8/5. It explains it better in the documents. I'll show you where it was changed. I'm sorry. Where did it go? I must have already passed. There it is. Yeah. Okay. 7609. Okay. Negative. Urine test. Negative. 711. Urine test. Negative. Right? This is printed on 7/14/09. Now, here is 7/6. That was the day that they had made me cop to it. But here's 7/11/09. Positive. Alcohol. But here, it's negative. This was printed on 7/14. Check out this date. This was printed on 8/5. 8/5 was supposedly the day that I gave a hair sample, but I never showed up. And that hair sample, guess what it was? Positive. But that test is easy to debunk. I was never there. And this just happened to be, they changed this to positive on the same day that I supposedly took that hair follicle. And there's more things in their reports that just are totally, it's all wrong. It's just, doesn't match up. Oh. Excuse me. Little malfunction there. Anyway, and then we're on, let's see, make sure you can see that right there. And Kaiser too. They did a little trickery themselves and debunked their tests too with my hair follicle that I paid for, which covers 90 days. So that's the urine test I had the day after the baby, and the negative, and that is my hair follicle. Goes back 90 days. Covers labor and delivery. Now that is just fun stuff. I'm also working on many, many pages of every single report, and that'll be coming soon. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.